Dead Art Studios, and today we're going to do some digital art. So I've got my laptop here with my pen, and what I'm going to do is challenge myself to do a landscape totally with pen in about half an hour. So I'm not going to import any photos or other images I've made, which I often do when I'm doing digital art. I'm just going to go for it with brushes and work from there. So since I haven't got much time, I should start. And the nice thing about doing digital art and digital painting is you can curl up on the sofa like this. So I'm just going to start drawing some kind of horizon there, and I'm going to go quite a dark blue sky, a bit more flow than that. Since we haven't got a lot of time, I need to fill this canvas. We'll call it a canvas, shall we? Okay, so done that. Unlock the background and filter. Start with a blur, and we'll go with a motion blur. So I'm in Photoshop, in case I haven't already mentioned that, which I may have, but I'm trying to focus on doing the drawing. Okay, blur, motion blur. See what happens. Sort of change that a bit. Okay, I might change it like that. Made it a vertical blur, and then that's created some more blend in the background of the image. Right, so now we need to draw something, some kind of detail. So I want a smaller brush. Yeah, somewhere around that. Quite a hard brush. So let's change it to a different brush. Maybe in a moment I'll change it into a different brush. Let's start with this and get something down. So a bit of colour, a bit of blue here, a bit of blue over here, and let's get changing to a green and create some kind of different layers of colour. On the image, and down at the front something a bit more crazy, maybe some pinks. I'm just going to swirl those in. Now the way I do my digital art is I don't do it so much as drawing. I rely a lot on filters and layers to get the effects that I want. So there's a lot of copying layers and laying them over each other and adding the various ways of blending them together to create different effects. Blur, motion blur. Okay, give it a bit of a angle. I want 0 degrees on that. Okay, and let's copy that layer and then see if we can create something kind of cool. Alright, I quite like that. I quite like that. Okay, let's go with that vivid light effect, blending and merge. And I'll copy that and I'll filter that again on the blur, and we'll do motion blur again. Okay, And then we'll blend that again, see what potentially nice images we can get from that. Okay, so we'll use the screen on that one and then merge that. Okay, and now I will go into the Liquify tool. Now I think the screen recording mode that I'm using here won't actually show you what I'm doing in the liquefying tool, but I'm just going to stretch it out and pull some of the sort of more square looking bits out of the image like that, and create some sort of more natural looking horizon with a bit of a pinch effect. Okay, I'll click OK on that and let it process, and we'll copy that, and then we'll go to edit and we will flip it horizontally and we'll blend again. Okay, pin light, and then I'll do before and after, just a quick look at that. We'll merge those, then we'll copy it again. That's my laptop telling me something, not sure what. And filter, blur, motion blur again. Okay, blend that. Let's just have a look down here. Okay, there's not much difference there, so I'm just going to leave it as that. I'm going to select my brush again, which I have done, and get some sort of slightly pinky white. I'm going to change the style of brush. I've got here, what's this one? A dry media brush. I downloaded some extra brushes that come with Photoshop if you have the Creative Cloud, and get the flow switch down, the opacity down, and I'm going to do that on a new layer so that we can adjust it without affecting everything that we've done below. Okay, some clouds there. Okay, I'll filter that and blur that. Have a look at the Gaussian blur on that. So that's just sort of generally blurring it out in all directions. Okay, and then we'll do the motion blur. Okay, that's kind of cool. Okay, I'd like that to look a bit stronger, not that strong. So I just copied the layers to sort of increase the effect, and we'll merge those two together, and then we'll see if blending makes anything interesting happen. Pin light versus nothing. Pin light versus normal. I do prefer pin light. Right. So we've got a sort of foreground coming into being and some sort of clouds as well. Okay, so merge those layers. This is just how I do it and how I've learned to do it over the years. It is by no means a sort of professional Photoshop workflow. If you're working for a client or something and you want to be able to undo all this, but it is how I like to make my art. Okay, so new layer. See what other brushes we've got. We've got a spatter brush down here, so let's pick that and make it quite big. Yes, I think, and something quite dark. Okay, bring that into the foreground here. Okay, and we might copy that, edit, transform, flip it horizontally, then blend those two. Quite like that. Select that. Merge. Copy that. And blur. Motion blur. Get it kind of 90 degrees. Okay. Just looking to see what I like. I think I'm just going to do the colour blend. Alright, merge. Oops, I'm making errors here. One of these is not. Merged as it should be. Merge those. Merge those. Merge these two, and then merge that one on top. There we go. Merge that. Okay, so what can we do next? So I'm going to do that and copy the layer. And then I think we're going to use the brush again. We're going to get some white. I'm going to use a new layer, and I'm going to bring it up to the top a bit. Excuse me, getting a whistly voice there. Alright, let's have a look. Normal. Do quite like the black. It's a little bit harsh. Okay, let's merge that. Control J, copy that layer. Let's have a look what we've got. What else have we got? This one's a different spatter brush. Let's try it. Let's try it out. Let's make it big. Okay. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is change to a normal-ish brush, like a hard round pressure brush. And we don't want it at 2000 size, maybe 62, something like that. Let's have a look and see what happens if we start drawing those on. Let's give it a new layer to itself. So everywhere where we can see a bigger dot, maybe we'll draw a vertical line down somewhere. I think those will leave. I'll leave that as well. So that's kind of interesting. Okay, we're just going to select a colour from here to match that, so we can just draw over these ones here, here, here. Okay, got two up in the clouds there that are sort of, might be a little bit more difficult because we've got a sort of mist effect there. So what can we do about that? Let's move our colour box out of the way, select the colour that it's on top of, see what happens if we colour it out. You can see it a bit. So let's just make the brush a bit larger and softer. Okay, so what I might do is do those on a new layer. So we'll merge that into one, and then a new layer. I could heal it, but I haven't got much time by my own preset sort of rules. How long have I got? Got about 10 minutes left. Okay, so filter, blur, 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 Gaussian blur, and then just settle that down a bit, somewhere where it's kind of just like a distant effect rather than a hard white dot on there. Okay, good. Right, next, what are we going to do now? Merge layers. We'll merge that all down. And we'll probably just flatten the image and say that that is where we are right now. And have a look up at the sky, try and figure something out for that that's a bit more making sense. So let's get some white, wet media brushes. Now wet media brushes, depending on how powerful your computer is, can quite easily clog it up and make your computer work a lot harder than it is capable of. So let's see what happens here. Okay, I'm not even sure I like those ones, so let's just have a look. I haven't really got time to start messing with all the flows and everything. Let's try that. That's a smudging brush. What's this one? Make it big. Okay, I do quite like that, but I think I need it bigger. There, look. The computer's like, ugh, what are you doing to me? There you go, and there. And up here. Okay, good. Let's just see what happens if you start blending those. Quite like that. Okay, let's try that and change that brush back to something less arduous for my computer to deal with. And less big. I don't want that there. Go away. Control Z. And let's just go into the colours. So hue saturation, and because it's white, it's not going to do anything, so what I need to do is merge those layers and copy the layer, and then on the adjustments go to hue saturation and play around with the colours a bit. And I do like that. Let's see what else we got. Do you like the blue? Probably not as much. So we're over here. Okay, good. Right, let's copy that. Get on the filters. Time's running low to finish an image here. Whoa, I mean that looks nice, doesn't it? But perhaps not what I'm, or is it what I'm looking for? Just copy the layer below, try to blend this in and see what this looks like. See if there's anything interesting happening. Bit too harsh, bit too crazy, that's kind of cool. Do maybe like that. Let's see if I can, because that sort of naturalizes it a little bit more. Okay, so is that better? Just take it down low to about there. Merge. Just copy that. Back into the blur. Into the motion blur. Set it to 0 degrees. Okay. Quite like that, it's a bit crazy on the colour. So I'm going to drop that down. I'm going to flatten the image. Then I'm going to go into liquify one more time. So there you go, this has been a bit of a manic little half hour, hasn't it, compared to painting on the board. But I thought I'd set myself a little challenge for this video. So let's see how long I've got left. Oh, I got a few minutes. Okay. And just in the pinch tool now, just playing with the horizon again. And then I'm going to drag everything out at the bottom here. So warp it around a bit. That's it. Okay, so one last bit of colour play, then maybe a little bit of a filter on the top just to sort of finish it off. I'm not so keen on the dark green of the clouds there, so we're going to go into image, adjustments, hue saturation, and try and get a different colour there, like that dark blue maybe. And then we're going to use a mask, invert the mask, select a brush that's not a crazy brush. Where are your brushes? Brush tool, make it soft, make it a bit larger. Okay, draw that in, and then feather it. Okay, that looks nice. Back to layers, apply that, apply layer mask, merge those layers. Now copy it again and then go back into hue saturation again. Just look at the hue and saturation and then just see if blending does anything interesting to the colours, just to finish it off. Not really. Let's just see what that looks like versus that. Maybe if I just reduce it a bit on the opacity. Okay. Merge those layers. Control J to copy. Filter gallery. And I like to put plastic wraps sometimes onto them, onto my pieces of art that I do on the computer. And then that can make quite an interesting effect. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. That one's a bit weird. Just Control Z. I should have copied the layer first anyway. Filter. How long have I got left? About 2 minutes. So filter gallery. I've gone back into plastic wrap on the filter gallery. Well, that's not like changing all the picture around, it's just putting a little bit of an extra effect on that I can sort of blend in if I want to keep it. I do quite like it. I probably might blur it a bit. So I don't want it on hue, I want it about there on lighten, and then what I want to do is maybe filter blur, Gaussian blur, and then make it really sort of, see if that sort of does anything. Problem is it's kind of doing it to the whole thing. I think I'm going to leave it there. I think I'm going to say that that is my piece of digital art for tonight. Hope it was interesting to see you follow it along, and I'll be back again soon. Who knows what I'm doing next? Got lots planned. I'll see you next time.